Welcome to the first episode of Let's Talk with Dami and Laura. This week we're talking about our long distance relationship.
Yeah,
It's been a journey and I think it's a nice one to start on because although a lot of people have followed our journey, they may not know the ins and outs,
yeah,
the amount of sacrifice and the tough times we had to go through
yeah,
to actually be together in the UK. So where did it all start?
yeah. We met on TikTok
Yeah,
2020.
yeah.
That's like 4 years ago, isn't it?
It's whizzed by. You commented on one of my videos that I'd done about domestic abuse.
Yeah, and we followed each other,
Started talking.
started talking.
We took it. We didn't video call to start with, did we? And we didn't necessarily speak every day.
Yeah,
We just sort of kept in touch and
yeah,
how's your day and what have you been eating today and
yeah,
just the general sort of chit chat, wasn't it?
yeah,
But I was very drawn to you.
yeah. Me too, absolutely.
You was really drawn to me.
Yeah, we were. I think we were very drawn to each other. I think there was instant connection.
Yeah,
We started talking more,
yeah.
more and more, getting to know each other more and all that.
Until it hit, I think it was the 1st of November,
Yeah,
and you was like, "Let's video call."
yeah,
And I was like, "No, I don't have my makeup on. I can't do a video call right now." And you literally said, "I don't care. I just want to see your smile."
yeah. For me, I don't really care about makeup. Makeup has not. Yeah, I don't even like women that does lots of makeup in their face. Yeah,
I don't even wear lots of
yeah. Just
makeup,
a
but
little bit. A little bit of makeup is fine for me.
I had
That's it.
nothing. I had no makeup on whatsoever. I think my hair was a mess. And I was really shy about it. And I thought, what if he video calls me and doesn't like me? So we had a video call. How did you feel after that call?
It was amazing. Like it was one of the happiest days of my life. Like
What, video calling me?
yeah, video calling, finally getting to see you like on video. Like in a long distance relationship, video call is like one of the highest thing you could do, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
to see yourself on video on day to day basis. Yeah. So I was very excited. I was very happy to
yeah.
see you.
And I already had such strong feelings for you before video calling
Mm,
because one of the most memorable nights for me wasn't even the video when we'd done a video call. It was when we'd done just a voice call until like
yeah.
5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And I think it was that night, I think we really got to know each other.
Yeah.
And like finds out what films we like and the music and
Yeah.
just and that's
Yeah.
when you said your Martin Lawrence Blue Streak quote.
Yeah.
And I literally was like, I'm gonna marry this man. And I hadn't even video called you. And people think that's insane. But I literally just had this feeling just go through me like I'm going to marry this man. So
Yeah.
yeah, so we started then video calling and that's when we started speaking to each other every
Every
day,
day.
wasn't
Yeah.
it?
On day to day, we will call each other in the morning. We call
Yeah.
all the time. We speak to each
You were so cute. I remember
Yeah.
the next day after our first video call, you was like, "Do you want to see my face?" I was like, "Of course I do." When you was walking, because you were moving at that point.
Yeah. I was moving.
So
I
you
was
were
moving.
having a faff with like, they're not called estate agent. Are they called estate agents there?
Yeah, they call them agent,
Yeah,
agent. That's what they say in French.
yeah.
They say agent.
That you was going to meet him, and that's when you said it. And then once we started video calling, that's when you started to speak to
The kids. Yeah.
yeah the kids, Lily, Grace, and Oliver.
Yeah. Started getting to know the kids. Yeah.
Yeah,
Started being part of their life. So it's been a long time.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, Oliver just
Yeah.
turned 2
Yeah.
when we started talking, so
Yeah.
he was. I mean, he couldn't speak,
Yeah, he
could
couldn't
he?
speak. He just look at me and we started singing we will rock you.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
and he
yeah.
was obsessed with it,
Yeah,
like
yeah, that time that's what it was
yeah,
into it.
and drumming, and
Yeah.
yeah, you really. They were always really excited to speak to you.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, and you would always make sure that you would call when
Yeah,
they
yeah,
finished
school.
school
Yeah,
and speak to
yeah.
them. Yeah, so that really propelled our relationship, and you told your family.
Yep, I told my family. Well, I'm an adult, so yeah. I just when I tell my mom because at that point in time when we started, we just when we started speaking, that was when I lost my dad.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we
yeah,
just started speaking and I lost my dad. Yeah, it's a shame I couldn't come back home for the burial because
yeah.
there was lockdown where I am. You couldn't travel.
Well, yet you was living in Ivory
Ivory Coast,
Coast,
yeah,
which a lot of people didn't know and don't know. A lot of
yeah,
people thought that you have always lived in
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
No,
So yeah, you was in Ivory Coast,
yeah,
and yeah,
yeah. I've been living in Ivory Coast for a few years before we started talking. Yeah,
yeah.
so yeah, I think I just lost my dad when we started talking. So yeah,
So you didn't get to tell him. He obviously didn't know about me, but your mum and your brothers and sisters,
yeah, yeah.
um,
I told a lot, not really my sisters, but my
yeah,
mom and my brothers. Yeah, so yeah,
yeah, and they were happy.
yeah, they were happy. I'm an adult. My mom will not choose
Mm.
anybody for me. She said, "Son, if you're happy, I'm happy with you,"
Yeah,
and that's it.
yeah. And then so I didn't tell my family straight away because I knew there was going to be backlash, and there was already my friends knew about it, and then I told my brother. My friends were supportive. My brother was supportive, but I really didn't know how my mum and stepdad, my dad and stepmom. No, I knew my stepmom would be okay actually, and I didn't know how my nan would take it.
Mm,
So it was Christmas, wasn't it? I
yeah,
think I got Christmas out the way with.
yeah,
No, I told my mum I think just before to sort of gauge the vibe because I was faffing trying to send you a Christmas parcel, wasn't I?
yeah,
And it was just crazy with DHL. So I told her, and she kind of understood it. I think she'd seen a change in me because I seemed so much more happier in the way I carried myself.
yeah,
So she must have thought something's going on, going
yeah,
on here.
yeah,
Um, so she knew, and then after Christmas, I told everybody else.
yeah. How did you tell them?
So I just sent them all a text message, all the same message. And then I just sat with my phone next to me, just wanting the ground to swallow me up because I just sat there thinking, what do you think they're thinking? What do you think they're
How did you
thinking?
react to it?
Um, so my dad didn't respond and he didn't acknowledge it for months.
You can't blame me. Your dad is old school, isn't
He's very old school. He couldn't understand that I've met somebody online, but not only have I met somebody online, they live in a completely different country.
it? Yeah,
So he couldn't understand it. Like for him, it's he goes and meets somebody down the pub.
not even a different country. Somebody living in Africa.
Yeah. So he couldn't understand it. Um, and I was worried because I said to my stepmom, like, he's not saying anything about it. And she was like, no, don't worry. He's just trying to process it. So I was like, okay, I just let that sit with him. Um, my nan also couldn't understand it.
Yeah,
And I think she thought it's Africa, they live in huts, it's
yeah, yeah. She
dangerous.
believed what the media has been telling her. Yeah,
Yeah,
Africa is very underdeveloped and blah blah blah. So yeah,
so they didn't really take it as well. But I kind of expected it from them. But I didn't care. I
yeah,
was so adamant I want to be with you that I didn't care what anybody else thought because I knew that I was really, really happy
yeah,
with you in my life.
yeah. So yeah. Further down the line, we were very close. We started doing
Yeah,
date nights
yeah,
every week, every Saturday off on a Friday.
yeah,
But during the weekends,
yeah. Always at the
we'll do date
weekend.
night together. We'll cook.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I'll go to the market get something to cook, and you also cook as well. We'll sit down and
yeah,
eat and have wine together
yeah,
before going to bed, and it was really amazing,
yeah. It was
isn't it?
became our favorite
Yeah,
night.
it became like a thing just for we to continue connecting and
Yeah,
bonding and building that relationship and
yeah,
just getting stronger and stronger and stronger on day to day basis.
yeah,
It was really amazing. Sometimes when I don't cook, I just go to restaurants and
yeah.
we
You'd set your
just
phone
yeah, I'll
up
set my
and
phone and we just do our date night there.
yeah, and then I
And
would wait for
yeah,
like the I'd be waiting for your taxi to then like bring you back or walk back.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I'll give you some stuff to cook. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
can you cook this? Yeah.
What
So
did I try cooking? What did I
yeah,
try
it was
cooking that time?
porridge plantain.
Yeah.
It's like our traditional dish. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know whether I cooked it the same way and what you would
No,
cook
you
it,
try.
but I tried
You
my
use
best.
salmon fish, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was. It didn't look any different
Yeah.
from what I will cook.
Yeah.
Almost the same thing.
Yeah. And then do you remember, I'm going back a little bit, but do you remember when you told your friend, because we was talking about when I
Yeah,
told my dad and my nan and how they took it, but what about your friend?
yeah. I think my friend was looking at me one day. We were just discussing and said, he said, Bright, when are you going to get a girlfriend? I said, no, I don't need a girlfriend. Like, yeah, I want a white woman.
Yeah.
He looked at me and said, you're a thief. And ironically, it didn't take up to, from when we had that discussion, it didn't take up to 1 month.
Mm,
I told him that, like, I've got you.
yeah.
And I did the video call in front
Yeah,
of,
I
yeah,
remember.
like I did a video call and he saw you.
I said hi
And
to him, didn't
yeah,
I?
and for 2 hours, he didn't speak to me.
I will never forget you messaging
Not he
me.
didn't speak to me. He could not wrap his hand around. This guy told me that this is what he wants and he's got it. I don't think um he quite understood. He was just thinking.
And you have always said from when you was little
Yeah.
that you would end up marrying a white woman. Like
Yeah.
it's something that it wasn't not just being as an
No,
adult, because a
no,
lot of
yeah.
people may think, because we get it a lot in our comments on videos
Yeah.
of African men trying to get a white woman. But
Yeah.
for you it wasn't
Yeah.
that. It was something that's actually been with you since you
Yeah.
were really little.
Yeah, we know why they're trying to get to white ones so they can come out from
Yeah.
poverty and or come out from
Yeah, but
Nigeria
that
or
wasn't
Africa.
for
No,
you.
for me, that is just if you ask my brothers, they will tell you the same
Yeah.
thing.
Well, yeah.
That is just what I wanted right from time.
Yeah.
Yeah, from a very early age.
I
So
think
it's
it was when you
nothing.
saw another family, wasn't it?
Yeah,
And you saw
yeah,
them when you was little,
yeah,
and it you was like, that's what you
yeah.
wanted.
Yes, this is how I want my kids to look. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was it. Yeah. So
And then so we had date nights, and we then was like, we how are we going to be
yeah, we
together?
started planning how we're gonna be together.
Yeah, because we had to break that distance and meet each other.
Yeah,
We were still in a semi lockdown, like international lockdown,
yeah,
where we couldn't travel on a plane to another country. There were still restrictions. So we were sort of waiting, looking at what our options were. You coming to the UK wasn't an option
yeah,
because a lot of people don't know, um, to get a visit visa to the UK is really, really
yeah.
difficult.
It's one of the added visa to get. Yeah,
Yeah, and a lot of people don't understand that, and they don't understand why women like myself would go to an African country to see their
yeah,
male partner,
yeah,
because they feel that the man should be going to the woman, which I completely understand. But it was literally only because you
yeah.
literally couldn't. You would never have got a visa
It's
for it.
almost impossible to get a visit visa.
Yeah, so I had to come over to you. So we started to look at how that was gonna
Yeah, we
happen.
started planning.
Yeah, so I had to get was it yellow fever vaccine?
Yeah,
I can't
yellow fever
remember.
vaccine, yellow card. We call it yellow card.
Yeah, I had to get that. I had to have a COVID test.
Yeah,
So I'd done all of that, and I think it was beginning of May or middle of May that flights started to open up. So I booked flights with Air
Maroc. Yeah, Air
Maroc.
Maroc. Yeah, Air Maroc.
Yeah. And what was it, about a week before?
Yeah, a week. Yeah, a week
A
before.
week or 2 weeks before? It must have been a week,
A week because yeah,
because I was panicking. I just had a feeling that something wasn't right with my flight. and I was getting a connecting flight, wasn't I? Because there's
Mm.
no direct
That's right.
flights to Ivory Coast. So I just had to go and look, and it turned out that Air Maroc,
Let's cancel the flights.
yeah, and they weren't even flying.
Yeah. Imagine collecting people's money and not even flying.
I mean, the flights were nearly £500, weren't they?
Yeah.
And so I couldn't even. I just thought, what am I going to do? And they wouldn't refund the money. Had to go through the agent that I'd booked the ticket with, and he wouldn't refund the money either.
Yeah.
So I had to find another 400 odd pounds and book with Air France. And I had researched, making sure, right, is that flight flying? Is it going every day? And I could see on the records that it was flying every day. It was on time. I thought, right, I have to fly with them. So rebooked my flight and gave grandparents Lily, Grace, and Oliver, split them
Yeah.
between them, and yeah, flew out to meet you.
Yeah.
It was so nerve wracking. I
Yeah.
think traveling by myself, because I'd never been on like a plane on my own before, so it was so nerve wracking. Without then thinking I'm going to be like meeting you, what are you going to think when you first see me?
Yeah. I think a week before you flew out, I started like making arrangements. I got an apartment where we were going to stay because my place was very small,
Yeah,
and it was like an apartment that had lots of people. I
yeah,
wanted it to be comfortable, to be safe. I don't want to take you to a place where it's a bit crowded. Yes,
yeah,
so yeah, I got an apartment, like an Airbnb apartment, and yeah, few days, 3 days before you were coming, I went to the market,
yeah,
get everything, get food, get some few bits. Just I was ready,
yeah.
waiting for the queen to come.
You literally
Yeah,
were. You had everything organised. And yeah, and then I remember I did a live at the airport, didn't I?
yeah,
My social media then just was going crazy. Um, and then my flights were delayed.
yeah.
Thought I was going to die on the plane
A
to
turbulence.
Paris, the turbulence. The plane dropped. I never held on, and I had nobody with me, so I was on
Mm.
my own. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna die, and I'm on my own." Um, So yeah, my flights was delayed, so I didn't arrive into Ivory Coast until night time, did I?
Yeah,
So we couldn't do a welcome video. Like,
yeah, because I wasn't allowed in the actual airport
yeah,
because of the pandemic. There were lots of distancing and yeah,
yeah, there was lots of restrictions. So you couldn't come in the airport, and it took time because I had to also go and get my visa.
yeah. The thing with your type of visit visa, when you come, you have to get your visa printout in
Yeah,
the airport.
yeah, and I remember he was asking me if I spoke French, and because Ivory Coast is a French speaking country, and I said no. And he said, "So what are you doing here on your own in a French speaking country when you can't speak it?"
Yeah, it's probably wondering, are you safe? Is it not
Yeah.
dangerous? You on your own, a woman on your own. Yeah. So what did you say to him?
I said, "I'm here to see my partner." And he was fine with that. He smiled and just, yeah, let me get on my way. It was just so hot. I was in this big thick jacket, wasn't I? Because you said to me, it gets cold at night.
The thing is that in Abidjan we have um there's an ocean. There's an ocean in Abidjan. So in the night, we normally get sea breeze.
Yes,
So it's always cold when I come out in the night from anyway. But my definition of hot and cold,
is
definitely,
so
yeah,
different.
so different. I forget you're coming from a country that sees ice. Year in, year out, you see ice. But yeah, in this country, all we get is hot in the day and just a bit
Yeah.
cold in the night. When we mean cold in the night, about maybe what,
Still like,
20,
what did I say? More like 30.
20 degrees.
So I was sweating buckets. I had travelled since about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. didn't get to you until maybe what, 8, 9 o'clock
Yeah.
at night. So I'd had a long day traveling. I felt sweaty, a mess, and I was thinking, oh my God, I'm about to see him and I look like shit. That's how I felt. And yeah, I came out of the airport doors. I just didn't even know where to look. You found me
Yeah,
before.
because where I was standing, where they asked like us to stand, like waiting for arriving passengers. You can see everybody coming out, and
Yeah.
I've been there like an hour before,
Yeah.
just standing, seeing different people coming out from the airport, and I was just okay. It's gonna be my turn soon to welcome you.
Yeah.
So and I saw you because where we're standing was a bit dark, so it's very
Yeah, it was,
difficult
yeah.
for you if you're coming out to see us, as if to see me, except maybe we're standing in a place that is very bright. So
Yeah.
yeah, I saw you first, so you were just coming, and I came and met you. And
In the middle of the road, you literally grabbed hold of me, kissed me, and I was like, "We're in the middle of the road, we're in the middle of the road." And you was like, "I don't care." And, yeah, what did you first think?
yeah, I was so excited, but all of a sudden you started wrapping your mouth like
Well, no, we was trying to find a there's lots of taxis lined
yeah,
up, and we got in one. Do you remember the taxi started moving and you weren't in it? And I was like,
yeah, yeah. I think the first taxi because they saw you, they were calling a price. Meanwhile, where I was staying wasn't far from the airport.
"Yeah, yeah, it's not far."
It was like maybe 10 minutes to ride, and they said
Yeah,
because they saw they started. I said no,
yeah,
so we had to come down from that one and get another one.
yeah.
Yeah, so we got a taxi and took us to where we're staying.
Yeah, we got in there and I just started talking. I was talking so fast this
Yeah,
time.
and I said, please, can you just stop this British accent?
You couldn't understand
Like
me
no, I could understand it, but you were just wrapping your mouth.
so
I said,
fast.
calm down, take it slowly, speak slowly,
Yeah.
so that we can both understand each other.
And you said I look so much younger in real life.
Yeah, you
I
look
was
so,
like,
yeah,
yes,
yes, yeah. You
I
look
remember. And then, yeah, so we went back to where we were staying and yeah, we just sat, ate cake that I had made.
yeah,
You got to have my cake for the first time. And yeah, we had champagne. You'd got champagne. And we just didn't sleep that night. We even went out in the middle of the night,
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
we? To yours. We walked to yours and then came back. And it was like 3 o'clock in the morning or
Yeah, we
something.
went. Yeah, the thing with Ivory Coast is because it was a very safe place.
Yeah.
We came out in the night. When we came out, there were restaurants and clubs around
So
the
many people
area.
were
So many
out.
people were out. People that are
Yeah.
selling cigarettes were out as well.
Yeah.
People on the street. So we came out around 3 a.m. We went to my place to get something. Because my place is not very far from
Yeah.
where I actually went there to get something. Then came back. There were lots of people on the street.
Yeah, there was. And I felt really safe.
Yeah, it was very
And then we just stayed awake. I spoke to the kids in the morning and then that's when we went to sleep. And yeah, it was just so hot for me, wasn't it?
yeah.
It was I couldn't cope
You
with
couldn't
it.
cope, and the air conditioning in the house wasn't as powerful.
Yeah.
Yes, and now I know. Next time when we're going to maybe Ivory Coast or Nigeria, whatever, I make sure that we get once we got there, we got the new AC installed because
The
if
most powerful
powerful
AC ever.
yeah, because if it means to put two in a room, we put two in a room for you
Yeah.
because you cannot cope.
I couldn't. And I really then struggled with just going anywhere because I was just like, I'm just going to be all hot and sweaty all the time. So we tended to go out in the evening when it had cooled down a little
Yeah,
bit and we'd
yeah.
go and get something to eat. And
Yeah, it was very difficult for me to. I wanted to take her around Ivory
yeah,
Coast, few places I know, but it was very difficult
I
because
was
she
just
was
so
very hot.
hot.
In the
Yeah.
daytime, the sun is blasting. You're talking about
Yeah.
35 degrees, 40. Like,
And that's just not for me. I would rather stay inside.
in
I
the,
just didn't want to, did I? I was just so hot.
yeah, in the morning it was like 35, 40 degrees. So
It's
at
crazy.
that heat, you're melting.
Yeah, so we did. We waited until the evenings to go out and we'd go and get food and go to the restaurants and stroll around, wouldn't we? But it was nice to go to the restaurants because I was going to places that you would go on date nights,
Yeah,
didn't I? Like I think it was like the first place we went to where we got pizza.
yeah,
I was like, oh, okay, I recognise this from when we've been on video calls and that. But our favourite restaurant was just a really simple
yeah.
place, wasn't
You
it?
can see it was a Vietnamese
Is it
Viet
Vietnamese? Is
no
it?
Vietnamese. Okay, Vietnam.
Yeah,
Let's just say it was a Vietnam restaurant, more of like a Chinese
yeah.
with really good rice,
They did the best.
Chinese rice
Yeah, it
ever.
was so, so good.
Yeah, I came to the UK. All the Chinese rice I've been eating are all shit.
We cannot find anything that is even on
That's
par
that's
with it,
even
can we?
close to it. Like I don't know what the Chinese restaurants in this country all they are
Yeah, they're
doing. All of
just
them are shit.
they are, they really are. And we would have oh, the Coke tasted so good over there.
Yeah, our
I
drinks
have
are
to
much better
mention,
in Africa.
yeah,
Yeah,
and the Fanta and just it's just not like ours over here. So yeah, so that was always good. And then there was one night we went out.
yeah. We went out to like you people will call it like a pub, but over there they call it like maki. What maki means is
Okay.
like just means like a beer parlor where you go to have
Yeah.
some bits of drink. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we went there, have some bit of
Did we
drink.
even drink that
It's
night?
Guinness.
It was Guinness.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was Guinness. We drank that night. We didn't just have one bottle each, isn't it?
I swear we did. But I wore these stupid big high wedges.
Yeah, but thinking about it now, it wasn't what you were. It was your road.
Well,
The
I'm going to
road.
blame the road too and not on the
eh,
fact I drunk
No, no,
Guinness.
it's not about the Guinness. It was the road. The road was very bad.
Yeah.
And that road, I don't know if that road has been tarred up till now. I don't think they've tarred that road. So the road has lots of. It's just like a road that has been filled with. There's lots of. I mean, there's lots of erosion on that road. That particular
Yeah.
road, when it's raining season, that road is always flooded. So
Yeah.
they're always filling it
Yeah.
with
Well,
hardcore and all that. So the road is always it's so bumpy. It was like a very bumpy road. So we were walking back to our apartment and you fell over.
I had a short dress on, high wedges on, and I literally tripped over this rock
Yeah,
and fell.
yeah,
That has got to be one of the most embarrassing things.
yeah. I was trying to catch you.
You did try to catch me, but I was already going.
Yeah,
I was flying to that floor. And I just felt like I had embarrassed you as well, but it didn't bother you.
yeah. It didn't bother me. Like my concern was just making sure that you're okay. I saw that okay, you've grazed your knee and you
Yeah,
were
I'd cut my
bleeding.
knee, hadn't I?
Yeah, you were bleeding. That was my
My
concern.
shoe
I don't.
broke.
Yeah, I don't really care about like embarrassment. It doesn't really bother me. I've seen lots of people fail, but I knew it was from the road.
Yeah, you
Yeah, and your
made me
shoe
feel,
because the shoe was a bit high,
yeah,
and the shoe broke. That didn't help as well.
yeah. You made me feel so much better about it because I was mortified and just felt like everybody was probably thinking, oh my God, look at her falling over. She's probably drunk. Look at her. I was so embarrassed.
Yeah,
And then we got back to the apartment and bless you,
I
you
had to treat you the old traditional way
yes you
by
did.
pressing it with hot water
And
and
wow,
towel.
I screamed.
Yeah,
That was really, really painful. Like so painful. But if you hadn't have done it, it probably would have got infected, wouldn't it?
yeah,
It would have got infected. So yeah, I've still got the scar actually from that on my knee.
yeah. Abidjan scarred you.
Yeah, basically. So, yeah, I was there for 2 weeks, and on the final date night,
Yeah, I
you
proposed to you. Yeah,
yeah.
actually, yeah, I planned with the waitress. The waitress. I went to like
Yeah, yeah.
a proper restaurants, like
Yeah.
posh, really posh, nice, beautiful restaurants.
Yeah.
And I planned with the waitress, and I proposed to you, and
Yeah.
they were recording it, and you
Yeah.
finally say yes.
I did say yes. I wouldn't have said no. Is that
Yeah,
the right way of saying it?
yeah,
I was gonna say yes. Of course I was gonna say yes. But I just love that you picked somewhere that was quiet because I think like I just
yeah.
don't like
I
busy
think,
places.
yeah. I've been not there before. But I've been passing there all the time, and I
Yeah.
always see that that particular restaurant was when it's quiet, it's expensive and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
poshy. It's poshy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
So
was poshy because neither of us knew really what to eat, did
yeah,
we?
yeah,
Neither of us knew what to eat, but the food was really nice, and yeah, I said yes.
yeah.
Um,
I was really excited. I was very happy.
you was really
That
happy.
was the one of the happiest days of my life when
Ah,
you said yes.
yeah. But when did you know that you wanted to ask to marry me?
I
Oh, I
think
put you on the spot.
no, yeah, you're putting my. I already know that if you come, I was going to ask you to marry you.
Yeah.
I didn't plan how it was going to be today, but you were leaving, and it
Yeah.
was the last date night we're
Yeah.
going to have before you leave. So I think that was the right time for
But
me
what
to
made you
propose.
go, "Oh, I want to marry her"?
Like,
Because I knew way back before I even video called you. I was like, "I'm gonna marry him."
right from when we started talking, the connection alone. I know
Yeah.
that you're my wife. When we started talking, when you came over, I didn't want to get married to anybody else. Once I
Yeah.
saw you, that this is it now. This is you
Yeah.
now. I need to take the opportunity.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was very happy that you also wanted me because I might want to marry. If you don't want to marry me, that's it.
That's true. I may have
Yeah,
flown out
yeah,
over there and thought,
mm,
"Nope,
mm,
I do not want him," and
yeah,
flown back.
yeah. So yeah, so for
Yeah.
you to say yes, it really made me happy.
Yeah, no, I knew I wanted to marry you, and so you told my dad as well
Yeah,
that you sort of asked for permission, didn't you? You sort of
yeah. I think I asked your dad for permission.
yeah.
He said, I'm going to pay some amount of gold.
For someone who was really trying to process it for a few months to then going, okay, she's flying out, she's doing it, I can't stop her, I can't say anything to her, to then going, yeah, you can marry my daughter, just look after her,
Yeah,
wasn't it? He was
yeah,
like, please just take good care of her because he's so protective of me. Um, so yeah, it really made me happy that he was like, he approved, and obviously my friends and mum and everyone also was fine with it. So then I came back and leaving you was so hard.
yeah,
Those flights back was probably one of the hardest things I think I've had to do.
yeah. We're both crying, not both crying, but you were
I was
crying.
crying.
You were crying at the airport. Me, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you couldn't cry.
I have to hold myself, isn't it?
But I bet you went home and cried.
Yeah, I was very sad that you were leaving.
Yeah,
I was very sad. Yeah.
you couldn't sleep either, could you, when you got
No.
home? And I'm so glad that I was able to wear a mask at the airport because it meant I could hide my face. But yeah, those flights were awful, like awful. And I held your rope that you'd cut in half literally the whole way. And so yeah, I came home, was super excited to see the kids. But within a few days, I think it was maybe the next day or the day after,
Yeah.
you looked at me and said, "You're pregnant." I said, "What?" And you said, "You just look pregnant." I said, "What do you mean I look pregnant?" And I did a test and I was pregnant, wasn't I? And
Yeah, you were pregnant.
yeah, I was pregnant. So yeah, I had to then tell my family that I was pregnant.
Yeah, I have to tell my family as well.
Yeah. I mean, how did yours take? I mean, yours probably took it better than what mine were going to take it. Um, it's funny because I think they probably was thinking that I was going to come back pregnant.
I don't know why they were. I don't know why they were thinking that I might be impotent. For all they don't even know. So I don't know why
Yeah.
they were thinking that. Yeah, you're
I
gonna be
don't
pregnant in
know.
2 weeks.
I don't know. That's what I mean. It
Yeah,
was 2 weeks.
yeah. 2 weeks is short, very short time. There's no
Yeah.
guarantee for a woman to get pregnant. People
No.
could live together for years and years and years, and there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with them, and they don't
Yeah.
get pregnant. Yeah, so
Yeah. It's
yeah, it was. I would say it was meant to happen.
yeah, I think it was meant to happen as well. And we was happy, we were excited,
Yeah,
but we had the added issue of, well, we're not living in the same country. So what are we going to do? So that's when we started looking at all the visa processes and what could we do to be together.
yeah,
And the only option really was to do fiance visa, wasn't it?
yeah,
It really was the only option. So we began looking at that process.
yeah. And There were still lots on my side as well because my passport has been stolen.
Yeah.
My passport was stolen like a year back, so I had to renew it. Renewing my passport means I needed to go back to Nigeria. So that was,
That was an adventure for you, and that was hard, wasn't it?
yeah,
I think what made it worse was the plan was to come back, wasn't it, to
yeah,
Ivory Coast? But everything took so long that it just kept you in Nigeria, and it got to the point where it was like, you may as well stay in Nigeria
yeah.
now.
But at the end of the day, it does work out because if I had come back to Ivory Coast, it means I wouldn't even be able to apply for my visa in Ivory Coast.
No, you would have
Yeah,
had to go
if I had
back to
to Nigeria
Nigeria,
to
but
do,
we was expecting the NIN and passport to
mm,
take 2 weeks,
yeah,
and it ended up taking months. And so
yeah,
by time then that we had the money to apply for the visa and to meet the requirements, nearly 6 months had passed, hadn't
yeah,
they?
yeah.
Because we didn't apply until January, middle of just middle of
January.
January.
Yeah, immediately we applied for the visa. February, Ukraine war started.
Yeah, and, that time that you was in Nigeria and I was pregnant with Luna, it's almost like since I'd come back from Ivory Coast, I just started to go through so much, didn't I, in my own life? Obviously, I was pregnant with Luna. I had Lily Grace and Oliver. I was going through family courts. Um, I was going through, then I lost my nan unexpectedly. Lily Grace's behaviour was really up and down. Um, we just didn't know when you was going to
Yeah,
come to the UK.
yeah,
So it was probably
yeah,
one of the hardest
yeah. You were
times.
going through really tough times as
Yeah,
well, and every minute we were in together, we were going through it together. Not
yeah,
just you, but you were the one facing the heat
yeah,
in the moment, but I was always there to encourage you, to give you hope, to give you strength. Because
yeah. But it was funny because I think it was your mum who made you actually really sit and realise though when I developed high blood pressure with Luna.
yeah,
And your mum said to you, "But look at all the stress she's going through. Of
yeah,
course she's gonna have high blood pressure." And you
yeah,
sort of was like, "You're going through too much."
yeah,
Wasn't it? Because I developed high blood pressure towards the end, and had to go on medication for that. So, yeah, we did your visa. We applied for your visa. You travelling up to Lagos was scary each time that you did
yeah.
it.
It was, imagine 8 hours journey in the bus back and forth. It was very scary.
Because how many times did you have to do that?
3 times. The first time I went, I did my English test. I
Yeah.
wanted to do my TB test. Came
Yeah.
back.
Yeah,
So
you couldn't do the TB test,
yeah.
could you?
So I had to go back again. Did my TB test.
Yeah.
Then come back again.
Yeah.
Then I had to go back again to do my
To do the visa and do the verification.
visa verification. Then I came back. I told myself that the final when I get to Lagos, I'm not coming back. Immediately I
Yeah.
get to Lagos, I never came back to Port Harcourt.
Yeah.
When my visa was out, I just left.
Yeah. And that traveling was so hard for you and so risky, and it always made me so nervous when you was traveling.
Yeah,
Um, and then we then got an email before the birth of Luna, wasn't it?
yeah,
To say that visas are on hold because of the Ukrainian war,
yeah,
and they couldn't actually give a time scale
yeah.
of when our visa would be looked
They
at.
were basically prioritizing the Ukrainians, like taking them out from Ukraine and giving them
Yeah.
visa and put on all on visa to
All other
all of
visas were put on hold.
yeah,
And that hit hard because that was a definite, you're not going to be here for the birth of Luna.
yeah. We lost 4 5 months to that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
so
sure. And in fact, you had seen somebody when you went to your verification. Was it when you went to your
yeah.
verification?
When I
You had
went to
seen
somebody,
somebody
yeah,
and he got to travel just before that.
yeah, he got his visa 2 weeks after. I was just walking and something. Somebody just said, "You and this guy, you exchange contact, right? Just call him."
Yeah,
And I called him and he said it's about traveling.
yeah.
Like it's about how what kind of visa that he got his visa in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And yeah, well, it was that marriage that
The
particular
visitor
visit.
one, the marriage visitor.
Yeah, the marriage visitor visa.
Yeah.
That was what he was doing because his wife was in the university over here. You know
Yeah.
that visa that they're basically trying to. I don't know if they've blocked it now
Oh,
because
dependent
yeah,
visa,
dependent
dependency
visa. Yeah,
visa.
dependence. That was. I think
Yeah.
that was what. Yeah, visa.
Sped up for him. So
Yeah,
yeah, we got hit with it and it was really hard because everybody kept saying, is Dammy going to be there for the birth of Luna? And we was putting on a brave face for so long,
yeah,
like thinking, yeah, he's going to be here. And then it was the realization of actually, you're not going to get to be here. And I tried to involve you as much as I could in private scans and things throughout Luna's pregnancy. So throughout the birth, I had to just have you on video call.
yeah,
And that was hard because there were still restrictions in place. So I was basically in labour on my own. Even though my stepmom was my birth partners weren't allowed on the ward and I had to be induced because the scan showed that Luna had stopped growing, which she hadn't. Um, and yeah, my stepmom held the camera, my phone, so that you could
yeah, yeah. I
watch.
was watching on WhatsApp and I was recording as well.
Yeah, but it never saved, did it? The videos didn't
Yeah,
save.
yeah. They never say, but I've got a few that was saved.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
ones after I'd
yeah,
you actually recorded Luna coming out,
yeah,
didn't you? But
yeah.
those ones
In
didn't
saved.
save.
Yeah,
Um, but it was so sad because you didn't get to be there and you didn't get to have those first cuddles, but you were still so excited
yeah.
and so happy that you at least got to
Much.
watch.
Yeah,
And Luna waved at you even,
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
she?
When
Like
she
when
came
she
out,
came out and was
yeah,
on me and
yeah.
she's looking at the phone and she waved at
Yeah,
you.
she was so alert and looking at me like, yeah,
Yeah. And I remember the midwife saying, she's been here before, she's
yeah,
been here before. So yeah, I came home and I had to do postpartum and by myself without you here. But bizarrely, I quite enjoyed that postpartum period with Luna.
mm,
I felt not that sounds mean, doesn't it? Because it's like saying I'm glad that you weren't here, but it wasn't that. I just felt so close to Luna and there was just a real calmness about her that I think that I needed.
mm,
I felt like she was sent to me to just keep me calm and get me through like a really shit period. And I even think like breastfeeding her, I really struggled with the first two, but
I thought she
it was
was
so easy
easy.
with her. And so yeah, you then had to create a bond with
Yeah,
Luna through video call, and you did do that so well.
yeah.
But there was times when it was really scary. Like, do you remember we was on call and Luna
I
started
was
choking?
joking. Yeah,
And that was really scary because you're on the phone. I was sorting her out. All of a
yeah,
sudden, I looked down. She was next to me asleep, and she was making no noise but choking.
yeah. I just told you to. I remember what I said. Just calm down. Don't
Yeah,
panic. Just do what you know. What you needed to do. You know what you
yeah,
needed to do, and you started patting her back, patting her back. It
yeah.
took a
Really
while.
hard. It did take a while, and
Yeah.
I was literally,
I didn't want to pressure you, so I stopped speaking. Every now and
yeah,
then I will ask you, is she okay?
yeah,
You will tell me she's not breathing. I said,
yeah,
just keep doing what you're doing.
yeah.
You will tell me she's not
I
breathing.
was literally about to hang up on you
Mm,
and call for an ambulance, but
yeah,
then she started coughing and crying. But that was scary, and, like,
yeah,
those moments of doing that, although you weren't here physically, you were still on the phone
yeah.
there.
I think that I've never been so scared of my. That moment was the that day was the scariest day of my life. Like I'm not somebody that's easily scared, but
Yeah,
it was as if something wanted to leave me that day, but
yeah,
I just had to be positive. I just had
yeah,
to calm myself. Because if I start panicking, you're there, you start
yeah,
panicking as well. So I had to calm myself down and ask you to calm down as well.
yeah. It was so scary, and I think what made it even scarier is I didn't even know what she was choking on.
Yeah.
It was
Now we know it's
just
just sick in their throat
yeah.
because
We have it
it's
with Irissa.
yeah. So yeah, when it's just that's why our babies over there, try to give them warm water
Yeah.
to help them clear whatever, because it could just build up and just build up and just build up. So we try to give them warm water to
Yeah.
clear. In the morning we give them warm water. In the evening we give them warm water.
Yeah, just to keep that
Just a
mucus.
little bit of warm water,
Yeah.
just to keep melting whatever is building in their throat or whatever,
Yeah.
or in their chest. I think it's from their chest it builds up. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so as well. So yeah, so although we was apart, we still didn't know how long we was going to be apart for. Um, I had gone through family court just before having Luna, and just after having Luna, I was then being stalked and harassed, wasn't I, by ex family members. So I had to flee, um, and leave most of my belongings behind. I had to go to a different area, like different town, city. And that was really hard because our visa was already in place. It meant I was going into temporary accommodation, and I didn't know how that was going to look for us. So I was so worried, wasn't I? Because I was thinking, what if you're not allowed to stay with me? Like, how long am I going to be in this situation for? And I just had no choice. And thankfully, that council, or like this council that we're with, they were so good to me. I was really honest with them, wasn't I? And they had no issue with it. They just said, look, let us know when he's here, when his visa's been approved and he's moved in with you. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, I think they're one of the best council. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Like, they were so, so good. I don't know if that's because of the situation that had happened or what. So we finally then got the email
Yeah.
to say that your
Passport
passport was
was
ready to
ready.
collect.
Yeah. Mainly the day we got I think we got it the day we got it. Did I travel that night? Yes, I traveled that night. The day we got it, I traveled that night.
No, did you? Yeah, you must have because you flew out.
Yeah.
You flew out the next day,
Yes, I
right?
no. I traveled the day we got it, I traveled that night because
Yeah.
if I've taken a night bus.
Well, you would have had to travel from
No,
Portugal
no, no. I
to
flew out the next day because that was what
yeah,
happened. I flew out the next day. So I got there in the morning. No, I got there in the night, stayed in an hotel.
yeah.
Then in the morning, I went to get my passport. Maybe I got my passport,
I booked
the
the
flight,
flight.
and yeah, straight away there was no time to waste.
You literally packed nothing in your suitcase, did
Yeah,
you?
which I regretted. I should have gone shopping, bought lots of clothes, and come to the UK.
Lots of clothes, lots
No,
of palm oil,
yeah,
lots of
lots of
catfish.
yeah. I came to the UK. Everything was shit. No
It
good
was.
clothes. No quality clothes. No quality food. Everything is just rubbish.
Yeah, so I booked the flight for you and you flew out that evening to arrive the next morning, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Because you had to get a connecting flight. So you was flying into Heathrow. I don't live too far from Heathrow. That day that I knew that you were going to be flying out was chaotic for me because I felt like everything just needed to be perfect for you
yeah,
to like arrive, and did I have everything that you needed, and it was chaos. I don't think I actually stopped that day. And I met you at the airport. I had Luna. We sent Lily Grace and Oliver to stay with grandparents again, didn't we?
yeah.
Because we wanted to have a few days for just us and for you to connect with Luna. We hadn't seen each other for over a
Over a year.
year.
Yeah. So we didn't
It's a
see each
long
other for
time,
a year.
isn't it?
Yeah, because if you were pregnant for 9 months
Well, I
and
left in
June,
June and you came the 1st of
okay,
July.
yeah. So over a
Just
year.
over a year.
Yeah, over a year. That's a long time, isn't it?
Yeah, a really long time. Met you at the airport. Was so nice, and Luna was just looking at you, wasn't she?
Yeah,
And
yeah. She was wondering, oh, this person I've been seeing on phone. Oh my god, it's
yeah,
finally here. Yeah,
yeah,
that's that is so instantly we just connected.
because
Yeah,
she didn't like anybody, did she?
yeah. She was Luna is a child that has always been attached to you.
Yeah, she's always attached to me. She wouldn't. I couldn't leave her with anybody, could I? She would cry, get herself into a state. She didn't want to be held by anybody. She wouldn't smile at anybody. But we came home and she was sat on the sofa with you and she's smiling with you. She's letting you carry her. So she knew who you were,
Yeah,
and I think that's a credit to you in terms of how you.
yeah. I used to sing all the time, not just with the
Yeah,
kids as well on phone. I used to whistle as well. So once she heard that familiar whistle,
yeah,
she can relate. Yeah. So I used to whistle all the time. Like yeah,
yeah. And then Lily Grace wanted to come home the next day, didn't she?
yeah,
She wanted to come home that night and not even give us one night, didn't
yeah,
she? Um, so she came home the next day. You was like, yeah, just like let her come home. Whereas I'm like, no, no, let's have a few days. You said no, let her come home. And she gave you the biggest hug, didn't she?
yeah. She
You
was.
opened the door and she gave you the biggest hug.
Yeah, she was very excited. I was very excited to meet. I think I met her first year
Yeah,
before I met Oliver as well. Like
yeah,
for a 2 years autistic child, he
yeah.
was very excited to see me
He
as well.
knew,
Yeah,
he knew.
mm,
So we came through the door at mum's and I think we said, "Oh, who's that?" And he went, "It's
tell me.
Danny."
And again, yeah, the
He
thing,
ran to
yeah,
you
yeah,
and was jumping up and down, so excited, wasn't he?
yeah. I think we have the video on TikTok, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah, and that again just showed how strong of a bond you had built with the kids through video
yeah,
because we got so much backlash, didn't we? And it was so much, how can she bring a man into her house when the kids have
yeah,
never met him?
yeah. Just trolls and
Yeah, and they were, they said some really horrible things about it. And I mean, you could go and meet anybody anywhere. You move them into your home and they become a different person. But I knew with you, and after spending time with you, like you were no different on video than what you were like face to face.
yeah,
So I was never worried, and I knew that bond that you had. So you arriving in the UK was the end of our long distance relationship.
yeah.
That was
Mm,
it.
yeah,
And
yeah. Started getting myself acclimatizing to the weather, the
yeah,
kids, and you as well,
you
your
you
family as
you had
well.
gone from living by yourself
Mhm.
to becoming a family man
Yeah,
with 3 children, and that's a big, big change in the
that's a big change.
a huge change in the way you just adapted and settled into it. It's like you were just made to be a family man.
Yeah. Honestly, I did adapt quickly.
You
I
did.
always have this mindset to adapt to things
Yeah.
quickly, but it was a bit tricky. It was a bit hard because yeah, you're having to parent
Yeah.
for the first time. So it was a bit tricky, but yeah, with your
You did
support,
it.
yeah, we both did it. Not just me. Yeah, we both
Yeah.
did it. Yeah,
Yeah. And so with long distance, we obviously have a lot of long distance couples who are following us, who have been inspired by us, who know how hard it is.
yeah,
What advice can we give them who are either just starting out or they're really in the thick of it,
yeah.
you know?
I think the first thing is to believe in what they are doing, and most importantly, communication. They need to
Yes.
be speaking all the time, communicating. Yeah,
If you're not
trust.
happy
Yeah,
about
yeah,
something, say, you always used to say to me,
yeah,
you always speak your mind. And I said, yes, I
yeah,
have to because you need to know how I
yeah.
feel.
Another one is patience as well. You have to be patient because now I think visa process are much quicker. So it is
Yeah.
good if you have the money, you can do everything quicker. You can both be together quicker. But
Yeah.
yeah, but you have to be patient. You have to be tolerant. It's very hard. I go back again to communication because
Yeah.
I've seen some long distance relationship when they are not the communication isn't very great.
Mm.
Sometimes there's no network. There's no, all those are crap. You have to speak every single day. You have to speak
Yeah.
all the time. Keep building that bond so that when you come over, here, you already know each other
Yeah.
so well that little things won't bother you. So communication for me is
Yeah.
very integral.
And I think we made a lot of sacrifice as
Yeah,
well in terms of,
sacrifice. Yeah,
we had to, give up certain things
yes, yeah,
and, really commit that
yeah,
commitment as
yeah.
well.
I had to move houses
Yeah.
because I had to move again. So I had to move again because where I was staying, if I was there, I probably would be communicating with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had to
Well, your
move.
friends like to
Yeah,
come and knock for you,
yeah,
didn't
and
he?
sometimes when it comes to knock, sometimes 9 o'clock in the night,
Yeah.
I just want to talk to you, then
Yeah.
go to bed. I'm not I'm not really a ninth person. He will come
Yeah.
and knock me, come on, let's go to the club.
I would
We,
say
yeah,
dismiss him, dismiss
yeah,
him.
we'll go to the club, just have some drink
Yeah.
and come back. But
And I want to say, because you say about communication, something with you is even when you would go out to the club, you would always message me,
yeah,
didn't you? You'd send me a picture of like you and your friend at the club, and you'd always message me and you'd be like, I'm on my way home, I'm calling you as soon as I get home. You'd always, even though I didn't ask for it, you would always make sure that you stayed in contact with.
yeah, sometimes, yeah, I have to make sure that I always have internet on my phone. I
Yeah.
don't really turn my internet. People in Africa sometimes they turn the internet off,
Yeah.
which I find bizarre. My internet needs to be on every
Yeah.
single day. Why am I turning
Yeah.
it off for? So somebody
Yeah.
gives me an emergency message and I can't reply because my internet
Yeah.
is showing one tick, my WhatsApp is showing one tick.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
hate seeing one
I
tick on
see.
WhatsApp, don't we?
Yeah,
Um, and yeah, I think the advice I can give to people who are maybe starting off in a long distance relationship is really trust your gut, because we do know that there are people who aren't necessarily genuine. And I think you really have to look for the red flags and trust your gut instinct with somebody. And I think take risks sometimes. You know, a lot of people say that I took a huge risk. Um, it's a big thing
yeah,
for a woman
and
to go and fly
yeah,
out.
in life, in our day to day activities, sometimes we have to take risks.
Yeah. You have to be
Yeah,
a bit brave, a bit
yeah,
bold, and
yeah,
just if it doesn't work out, you learn from it and you move on, is what I always say. So yeah, trust your gut instinct, look for the red flags, speak to other people who have been through the process if you're finding it really daunting. Um, and yeah, communicate,
yeah,
patience, a little bit of sacrifice, and enjoy it.
yeah. I hope this podcast gives lots of you that unlock this relationship lots of hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
And believe, because we really did go through it
yeah,
and had some really low times and challenging times, but also, the long distance part was some of the happiest times I've had as well. And yeah, the excitement and the love and what's to come. It was all worth it.
yeah, and now we're living together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're one
I
of
love you even
more.
more than what I did
Yeah,
back then. So yeah, is it worth it? It absolutely is.
it is worth it. Absolutely, I would do it again for you, with
I would do it
you.
again only with
Yeah,
you.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If you
Yeah.
leave me one day, I'm not doing long distance again.
Never gonna happen. Yeah.
It's only worth it with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if anybody is feeling a little bit like, oh, then they're welcome to email us and
Yeah.
or message us on
Yes.
social media, and
Yeah.
we will lift your hopes up.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
we hope you enjoyed it.
yeah, that is this for this episode. See you on the next
Yeah, the
episode.
next one.